everyone, this is SamFam and welcome to the 2K Lab channel. Today we're going to have a serious discussion on the problem that is the left-right cheese on NBA 2K22. So we would love for you guys to leave a comment in regards to your experience with the left-right cheese issue, so then we can use it as feedback to send to 2K, and then they can take a look at it and hopefully use it as constructive criticism to address this issue going forward. Also, please consider adding a like to this video to increase our reach so more users can see this and leave their comment behind so we get a larger sample size of feedback to send over to 2K. So let's begin by looking at how this became a problem from a gameplay mechanics point of view. Essentially, the cause of the left-right cheese is a lack of offensive badge synergy moderation from 2K. Here you can see handles with a badge that can give a handler 155% to 100% increase on how much they can dribble before they run out of stamina, and you can combine this with another badge called the quick first step, which gives you a speed boost percentage as you take your first step out of a dribble. So essentially this encourages you to stopping and going, so you can save stamina and burst out. And to make it worse, there's a stop and go badge which helps you have better stop animations and also explode out of them faster. So this stacks with the quick first step and the handles with Ace. And to finish off this combination, you have the stop and pop badge, which is going to give you a make percentage increase as you stop and pop off a jump shot. And as the final nail in the coffin, you also have the sniper badge, which if you don't time your shot perfectly, as long as you time it well, you get a huge increase in make percentage. And here you can see some user feedback on the result of this lack of moderation. And here are plenty of defenders just feeling they're kind of helpless to deal with the offense, as they have all of these badges that are very advantageous to suit this one playing style that is absolutely overpowered. So many players feel like defense doesn't work this year, or they feel like defense in general just needs a buff. And worse, really, it feels like you don't have any defensive tools to address this left-right issue except for steals. But really what it comes down to is, to really address this, the defense needs better movement, better lateral quickness, so we don't have to use steals as a bailout. At this current stage of the game right now, many users are pretty much begging for more defensive help, like maybe with better bump animations that we can get, or essentially if the offense has so many great offensive badges that they can use together to create synergy, we need some badges on the defensive end that's going to help us, maybe create some synergy for individual defense so that we can have better quickness, better bumps, better cutoff, better contest, or maybe even a speed boost. Because as long as 2K exists, the player who has the ball has the better animations. And because right now only Interceptor is OP for defense, there's going to be more and more left-right cheese going forward. So this needs to be addressed somehow, and it starts with giving the defense more tools. So coming right up, you're also about to hear our group discussion from all the 2K Lab guys on this left-right cheese issue, and each of our takes coming from our unique perspective. So make sure you check this out and show my boy Harris, Wolf, and Spill some love.
From Wolf. So Wolf, I'll let you kind of come off this comment. You hear the pain in his voice as a fellow defender. Kind of what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man, I have to go through that pain every single day I turn this game on, so definitely tough. But the left right, it puts a lot of stress on defense, man. Like Sam said, those speed boosts and those guards stack all those badges, and you got tight handles with the stuns, and it's like you're fighting an uphill battle, unfortunately, on defense, and it puts a lot of stress, and it basically forces you to communicate more and play much more team defense and rotate more, as we mentioned in the Interceptor video, and that's why we said Interceptor is an S-tier badge, because it allows you to make some plays on defense because the ball's in the air. Like you can steal it now, as opposed to the pickpocket nerf. So left right just puts a lot of stress on defense, and it's real tough to stop.
Spill, we had a great comment also in the Interceptor video. It was from a guy named Above and Beyond Gaming. And he says, just stand still for most of them. Some of them will just run right back into you. There are a lot of people out there asking a lot of questions. Like, how do they even stop it? You play a lot of guard. I'm sure you've left right a little bit. It's just so easy to score a little bit. But, you on both ends of the floor, kind of what's been your reaction to it? You play far more park than I do as the rec warrior of the crew.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say basically, like, obviously there's different levels to it. Obviously anybody can left right. There's obviously some people that are a little better at left righting. They got a little more tools in their bag, a couple more dribble moves in their bag. But essentially, it's really insanely hard to stop. And I think one that's due to the defensive sliding and the responsiveness that we have on the defensive side of the ball. Like, offensive dudes, they're going left, right. They get to change of direction in, literally half of a millisecond, and they're just gone, right? defense, we got there, we're stuck. We've already moved our left stick to go to the other direction, and we can't get there. So obviously, everybody knows that's kind of a big problem. The responsiveness on the defensive end, that's been an issue for a little while now in 2K. And then on top of that, of course, you got insanely fast, quick stopping PGs with 99 3 balls that are unable to be plucked. So I mean, like Wolf said, it's just really tough. It's tough to stop. But going back to your comment, sometimes those left-right people, the ones that aren't really that good, you can just stand there. They'll run right back into you. And, chances are you might get an easy pluck. But at the end of the day, it's real tough to stop, no matter what.
We got one more comment here from Rip the Kid saying, the secret to left-right cheese is to move as little as possible and force the guard to the wing. They want to get you sliding back and forth as much as possible, so don't chase them. So kind of what you were talking about, Spill. They want to just get you sliding all over the place. And, guys, I definitely hear, the complaints and, a couple solutions as well. But, Sam, any other solutions that you let's say you're Mike Wang. Congratulations. You're Appalooba. I know this is your lifelong dream. What would you do to fix this problem from a 2K perspective? Like, what badge would you boost? Is there something that you would add? Kind of what would be your, God tier solution to this?
Nerf handles for this. Like if you take that all the way down, let's say if gold right now is crazy. I think I did the test on that. I think it was like 155% increase with dribbling.
Yeah.
I remember if you have it on no badge, 9 dribbles, like 9 behind the back dribbles, you're out. Like you're blinking. But if you have it on gold, it's like 27.
Wow.
So it's like,
Yeah, pretty crazy.
You're just standing there like this the
Literally
entire time.
handles for days. So
they gotta take that down. I mean, 9 is probably too fast, but I think if they start blinking at like 10 dribbles, 10 or 11, I think that will help with the game a lot because left right is a lot of turboing, stopping, change of direction.
right.
Like if you can control the stamina bar to a point where they can only change direction maybe twice or once and a half, then you have a shot, right? Because if you're the defense, you're like, okay, if I shut down this first one, they have like diminishing returns. Right now, they don't have diminishing returns. They can just keep stacking the left, right until they get you. So I think handles for days being nerfed will go a long way.
Also, like to piggyback off that, why not to reward some more stick skill? Why not if you get a defensive bump using clamps or something, drain the stamina, quite a bit.
Yes.
Then it creates a skill gap. Okay, if you get left, right, and you get binked, you go left, and that guy goes right, and you get binked. Okay, then you got beat.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a bump and you could stop him in his tracks, he should lose quite a bit of stamina, and in theory that should probably slow down the left right a little bit.
Right.
Not
I
to
agree,
connect
right?
2K too much to real basketball, but as somebody who watches Jason Tatum get clamped and get stopped after every single drive to the hoop, your stamina goes down. All right, that's how real basketball works. You get bumped, your stamina goes down, you get locked up in the mid-range. I like that one. Spill, sorry, I interrupted you. Go for it.
No, that's all right. And not only that, but like you should be rewarded for predicting where the ball carrier is going. At the end of the day, if you know where he's gonna go and you know what he's gonna do, you should be rewarded for that. Not just off a body up or whatever, but like Wolf said, you should get a reduction in stamina or just something extra to make defense feel rewarded just a little bit more.
Shout out to 2K for again pissing people off with the defensive badges. Hopefully we'll find a middle ground here as this kind of roller coaster continues to take us all over the place. Let's get into some questions that we've gotten in our comment section so far the past week or so. We got one here from a guy named Leo Gaming. He is asking about pick dodgers. So another kind of, I guess I would call it a defensive badge. Could be on either side of the ball, really. But for pick dodger on this side, obviously trying to get around people to stay in front of people on the perimeter, kind of goes to what we were talking about left, right. Wolf, what is the best tier to keep pick dodger on? Obviously, Hall of Fame would be the best one, but what would you recommend?
Yeah, so two things I'll say to that is depends on like the role you're playing on your team. If you're a smaller guard and the primary defender, I'll say put it as high as possible, so Hall of Fame, or if you have it on gold. But if you're like a big or like a wing player that doesn't really guard the ball, I would say bronze or silver, just to have it on, just in case you get stuck on ball on the switch. So yeah, I mean, I'll say like just keep it as high as possible if you're the main defender or a smaller player who has to fight through the screens and don't really want to switch. And then if you're a versatile defender that could guard pretty much a lot of things, I'll say probably keep it in the bronze or silver range. Unless you have the extra points to throw it up there, then why not? But yeah, that'll be my answer.
Gentlemen, anything you want to add on here with pick dodger? That's about as comprehensive, I think, explanation of pick dodgers you'll find.
Yes, sir. Wolf's got that down. For
That was
sure.
an elite tier pick dodger description. 2K should just hire Wolf to like write the badge descriptions under him. That way we wouldn't get asked questions about like, you know, what does this badge do, which is like half of our comments. We got another question here from J-Mac. This coming from an Interceptor video. He asking if I can only. He asked what about Needle Threader versus Interceptor, but I'll extrapolate this question out a little bit farther. What are some ways to beat Interceptor without dribbling? You know, obviously there's certain badges that make your passing better. Bullet Passer is going to help. Break Starter maybe. Needle Threader seems to be a big one. What are some ways that you can counter Interceptor badge if you guys claim it's so good?
So I play a lot of my team, right? And my team, you know, there's a lot of, you know, tall players. You got Kawhi Leonard's out there, whatever, Hall of Fame Interceptor. You know, Shawn Marion just came out, whatever. All those good cards, right? So a few things you could do if you're trying to counter Interceptor is if you're playing guard and you're trying to throw a paint pass, right? Like your center rolled, and you see the other center like standing there spamming or whatever. Just throw the lob, throw it over their head. They're not gonna be able to intercept it. So try to look at lobs more. And another thing is that you could wait out the animation. So if you see the defender spamming and trying to like you see their hand go up and they're trying to like stop the ball, just time the animation. Once you see they miss time to steal, you could throw it and they're not gonna steal it. So it's like kind of like a timing game. Like you gotta time it and also like look for lobs more if they're playing in between the lanes and you try to throw a roll pass or a cut.
But that'll do it today for a Q&A. Remember to drop your questions on this video. They can be featured in our next Q&A. We will likely have a Q&A video next week. They're pretty easy to put together. So drop your questions down below. Don't forget to like the video and drop a sub as well. We love doing these Q&As and we love answering your guys' questions. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.